Well, hello Stampers, it's the Pampered Stamper, and this is the last week for the cards for Posted for You. And I'm really loving this virtual coffee and a card. I'm trying something new today though. Rather than going live, I'm going to post it as a premiere, so that way I can chat along with you when you comment on things. So this is the card, and this is totally cased from Caroline van der Straten. And as I'm looking at it, I realized I forgot to grab the Calypso Coral ink. So, you know, it wouldn't be a video with the Pampered Stamper if I remembered everything. So, before we get started, I'm going to give you some measurements. The card base is thick, basic white, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then the Pool Party layer is 3 3/4 by 5. And the Whisper White layer is 3.5 by 4 3/4. These little strips are 3/8 by 4 1/4. And I've cut them ahead of time, but I am going to show you just in case you aren't familiar. Oh yeah, and another thing, those dies are from the Meant to Be bundle. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to grab my paper trimmer, and we are going to cut this Whisper White. So whenever I do make a card base, I always start with an 8.5 by 11, and I score, and then I cut once. So I'm going to 4 1/4, and you score with the light gray one, and then you cut at 5.5. And I probably should have moved some stuff out of the way, but it's not how I roll. So there we go. And we're going to do our stamping first. So just put that aside. I'll stand it up and hopefully I don't lose it. So we're going to start with this small piece. That's 4 3/4 by 3.5. And then we're going to take this floral image and we're going to stamp it repeatedly. Let's have a look. Oh, I actually cleaned up my blocks. You know, I usually regret it when I put my blocks away, and I notice that all my blocks need a cleaning and my Stamparatus needs a cleaning. That's just the way it is. So we'll start going off a little bit, and we're just making a collage. I'm making kind of like a background paper with these stamps, and I'm kind of going a little bit geometrically, I suppose. And then I'm going to just fill in a few spots. And this is actually going to be covered up anyway, but just in case. And maybe we'll just do a little like that. Okay, so that is the base. It's going to go on here. We'll do that right away. I'm using my Stampin' Seal Plus because my other one needed a refill and I didn't feel like doing it. This is great adhesive. Absolutely love it. So just get your top 2 corners in position, then the rest follows. And this can actually go right on the card front right now. Okay? So we're going to do the easy stuff first, and then we'll do the die cutting. Not that the die cutting is hard, but for me when I do a video, I have to kind of turn the camera a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm just, whoops, again, looking at the edges, making sure it looks pretty even. There we go. And now, oh yeah, I'm going to put this here, and I actually have a bonus card. We're not going to make it, but I will talk about it. I'm just going to lay it here while I grab my Calypso Coral ink, okay? Okay, that wasn't so bad. So we're going to just clean this, put our special delivery stamp on. I would love to hear from you guys how you're enjoying these virtual coffee and cards. The thing is that, you know, you learn by doing, and it's only with feedback that you get better. I'd like to hear what you like, what you don't like. Yeah. And normally I would have the next coffee and a card packet right. Oh, see, I did that again. So the trick with that is to remember, give that a little push down, and then don't stamp too hard. Gentle, and Yeah, so normally I would have the next batch ready, but because of everything that was happening with my dad, something had to give and I'm not ready. So we'll see what happens. I still want to do it. I'm toying with the idea of using kits. So I'll let you know. I'm hoping to figure it out today. Okay, so stay tuned for details and please tell your friends about this. Okay, so I have 2 Calypso corals and they are going to go roughly one here and one. Oh, see how I have it upside down? You don't want it upside down. You want to make sure your special delivery is facing the right way. I'm just going to lay them on here loosely because they have to go underneath all the stripes. So here's my card, and this one keeps going out of the way. I think that's about right. So that's about, you know, there's one good way to know. Measure. So it is 1.5 inches from the top, from the bottom. So 1.5 inches from the bottom. I'm usually not this particular, but that's the way. It's helpful for you to know because it's not nice when you do it and it's wrong. You know, we have a lot of frustration these days and it's, you know, we can't take as much because we're done with COVID and we're stressed and that's not nice. So, you know, cut yourself some slack, try to eliminate some frustration from your life and take breaks. You know, yesterday I was dealing with the government. We're trying to get Gerard here and it was so frustrating. Oh, that one, look, that one doesn't go on yet. I almost made a mistake. This goes on after the stripes. So now we're going to put the little stripes on and I'm going to use Tombow here. Okay. And I was in my pajamas all day with a hoodie and I worked a lot. But then after the government business, I just laid on the couch with my book and I read till the book was done. And I just needed that, just that escape. I even fell asleep for a little bit. Yeah, that's what you got to do. So I'm just putting that here. There. Don't worry if you get a little bit of adhesive. The next piece is Blushing Bride. So that was Calypso Coral. I think my Calypso Coral needs a ink pad, needs a refill. It's looking a bit light. Oh, here we go. I was just sliding that to the edge of the table so I could pick it up, in case you were wondering where I disappeared to. Okay, the next piece is Pool Party. And remember, these pieces are 3/8 of an inch by 4 1/4. Okay, I guess some tweezers would be helpful. My fingernails have almost recovered from the trauma of the manicure. So I'm hoping that they will now get healthy and start growing normally again. Yeah. There. So now we can put the other one on. And it's going about halfway like this. All right. So now we're going to do a trick. A trick that does this white piece. You see how long that is? I'm going to show you something. I was hoping I had another scrap of white. I thought I did. Oh yeah, I did. It's here. It's not very big. You know what? This is my scrap, but it was bigger than I thought. Okay, so we're going to take our punch and we're going to punch 2 of these. 1 and 2. Because if you look at the size of this, see? This was Caroline's idea, and she put 2 together. So you just go like this, and I'm just going to measure it. 1 more. Okay, so your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bumpies are overlapping. Okay, so 8 of those little ridges are going to be here. I'm just going to do this. And then I'm going to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right there. And then if you just, whoops. I do want to get it right. It's hard to do when you've got the camera. All right, there we go. So we've got the 2 like this. And now we're going to build our whole thing. So this heart is the next piece. And this is the thing. You're going to find something out here. I'm going to tilt the camera. So here we go. You'll see the mess on my table. And then here is die cutting machine. If you don't have this die cutting machine, I highly recommend it. It's fantastic, and you can get it in a starter kit. So I'm just going to put that on here, and then you save the shipping and the tax. We're going to run that through. And now, look, what do you think is going to happen? You're expecting a heart to come out, right? But no, it only does that. So we have a little bit of work ahead of us. There isn't another die that cuts this out. So we have to cut it out by hand. So just... I wanted to do this ahead of time, but I thought maybe you'd like to see me do it on camera. Now, it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. And your job will be better than mine because I'm doing it with the camera between me. There. So, and you know what? You can go after and trim it a little bit more. Like this is a little bit off. There. So here we have it. That's going to be popped up and it covers that seam, you see? That's the key. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our dimensionals right there. So I know it'll be covered. So I'm going to put my dimensionals right here. And that's going to go like so. And then I'll put one on the other side of the heart as well. There. All right, let's have a look. Oh, we've got to take the... Don't forget to take the backings off. I have done that more often than you would care to know. So, see, it's going off a little bit. And now we're going to do the little yellow one, little So Saffron. I forgot to put the camera back, but now at least it's all set to go and you can see this. This one does cut out the heart, so I'm happy to know about that. And it's a cute little stitch scallop heart too. I never did find my missing heart die. I guess I have to do a more thorough clean. There's the cute little yellow one. And it's just going, it's not popped up. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of that. And it's going to go like so. Okay. And then the last thing we're going to do is stamp a little band